don't do this with your XRP. This is just my opinion, not investing advice, but something I wanted to share with you guys because I'm seeing this happen a lot right now. So XRP realized losses hit a 3-year high. XRP is reportedly seeing its highest level of realized losses in around 3 years, which signals many holders are selling coins below their purchase price. Realized losses at a multi-year high mean a large share of XRP coins are being sold at a loss, often after a sharp drawdown like we're having in overall crypto, not just XRP and even the stock market. But that is what's happening right now. And again, I'll show you on the chart here after this, but I just wanted to share just like a lot of people are selling at a loss, and I would think, it's probably people that got in late, and after this spooky drawdown, they got out and they just sold, they took a loss, or it's people with leverage trading, they're leverage trading and their just stop losses are getting hit left and right as we're kind of in this bear market, if you will. I mean, it's kind of bear market territory. It has to go a little bit longer, I think, to officially reach bear market or drop even a little bit more. But I mean, it's in a downward trend and a bear trend right now. If it's not a bear market, it's a bear trend. But yeah, XRP has dropped about 30% over the past 30 days to around $1.36. I think it bounced a little bit from there, but we'll see. With market cap near 83.23 billion and an all-time high drawdown of about 64.5%. The key question is whether this is going to catapult it, further, if this is kind of a bottom, if people are going to start buying here, if whales are going to start stepping in or retailers are going to step back in. Because whales have been here, but it's really more retailers, you and me, people are getting spooked because they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a plan and they're just selling left and right out of fear. But yeah, if it's going to rebound, if it's confirmation you have a longer bearish phase, which depends on how price, volume, and sentiment evolve next. So we just have to obviously wait and see what happens next. It's not a prediction of what's going to happen. Just sharing that a lot of people, are selling their XRP at a loss, and don't do this with your XRP unless that's part of your plan. Unless you want to sell for a loss and you're like, that's what I want to do, then go ahead. Don't listen to me. See, at the end of this day, like I said, this is just my opinion, sharing my thoughts, not investing advice. But if you have a plan and you believe in XRP and you want to make some money, you want to hold long term, then that's the plan, really, is hold long term and not get spooked by these drawdowns, because this is going to happen. This is very normal in crypto. It's normal in the stock market. Stuff like this happens. It can't always go up. It has to come down at some point. And crypto, it just happens to come down a lot further than stocks and stuff, things that have been around for a while, because it's just still a risky asset, highly volatile, stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Thought it was interesting that I saw on CoinMarketCap that, people are selling at a realized loss and it hit a 3-year high. Are you in that? I'm curious. Let me know. I'm not. I'm going to be totally honest. I'm not in that. I'm not selling. I'm holding. Am I down? Yeah. But I'm holding because this is what happens with crypto. And this is what happens with XRP and what I believe. So that's my plan and conviction. It's what works for me. What works for you? Because we are still a 4-team in extreme fear. Overall market cap of crypto is at 2.24 trillion, down almost 3%. XRP, it's at that 136 still, down a little over 7% on the 7-day, 1.5 basically, or 1.62 now on the 24-hour. And this happens. You have these big spikes. It comes down, retests, finds this kind of very slow but subtle. It's moving up, kind of subtle trend line moving upwards. When it has these big spikes, comes down, gets back on the trend line, comes up, comes back down, get back on here, consolidate, comes up, comes back down, consolidate until it hits another high. Am I saying that's for sure going to happen? No, but that's, when you look at the chart, that's what we're seeing. That's what is kind of the boop, consolidate, boop, consolidate, the thing that happens right now, what it's looking like. Doesn't mean it's going to happen every time or has to happen or anything like that. It's just showing on the chart kind of the trend of what happens when it pops up like that. And I know you like the sound effects. Boop, beep, boop. Same with Bitcoin. I mean, you kind of have this trend line coming up that it has these pop-ups and it comes down, pop up, come down, pop up. I mean, it's going to be like that the whole way, probably forever. It's not just going to go straight up to the moon and never come back down or have any sort of drawback or dip or anything like that in consolidation period. So very normal. Just wanted to share. And see if you're holding XRP, if you were doing that, if you are, don't do that. And the best way to not do that, to not sell at a loss, is to have a plan. And sometimes it's holding through all this. Sometimes you're going to be at a loss, but doesn't mean it's not a realized loss unless you sell. Unless you hit that sell button, it just shows, it's just numbers on a screen, really. And until you hit that sell button, then it's realized loss. And sometimes I will say it can be strategic from institutions and stuff like that to have a loss, and they'll buy back in and stuff like that. But usually don't really see that at the beginning of a year. It's usually towards the end of the year. So I would think, I don't know if there's any data out there. I would think it's probably more retailers that are freaking out and selling because they got in late. They got in when it was at the all-time high, and now that it's down almost 65% from its all-time high, and they're down that much, they're getting spooked and they're getting out because, sky's falling. They think it's going to zero or whatever. But hey, let me tell you something. This is straight from my plan and how I operate. Not that I believe this, but you always have to think of all the possibilities. Even if it goes to zero, I'm going to be okay because I haven't dumped too much capital into this outside of my means, or I'm not leverage trading. So again, you got to have a plan. It got to meet your budget and your finances and everything. That you have to think that way, even though I don't actually believe that. But you have to be like, okay, if this went to zero, would I be okay? If the answer is no, you have too much money in. Same for me. If the answer was no, I'm not going to be okay if it goes to zero. I have too much money in. But it's not. The answer is not. Is not no. Is not. I'm scared that I have too much money in. That if it goes to zero, that I'm gonna freak out. No, that's gonna be a bummer. Yeah, but I'm not gonna freak out because that is, what I've already mentally prepared myself for and part of my plan. So that's it for this video. Just wanted to share that and see, where you guys were and are. So if you want to share your comments down in the comments, share your thoughts and stuff. But that's my plan, my opinion, what I'm seeing, what I'm doing. And just don't follow the herd. Have a plan and be ahead of the people, be ahead of the retailers, and know that you can weather this if it's part of your plan and you've mentally prepared yourself for it. Because at the end of the day, it's that simple. I like to keep it simple on this channel, is have a plan, stick to that plan, keep it simple, kiss it, keep it simple, stupid. And this is going to happen. Know that this is going to happen in crypto and XRPs. You're going to have these drawdowns, and you're going to have these bearish trends, or you're going to have these bearish phases and stuff. And you're going to be in a bear market at some point. You're going to be in a bull market at some point. It's going to go up. I don't believe it'll always be at $1.36. That's why I'm in XRP and I make these videos. Doesn't mean it has to go up, and I'm not wrong, because you always have to think of that possibility. But the belief in what you see in the world of crypto and how it's going far outweighs those fears and stuff. So thanks for giving me some time. Thanks for checking out my channel and this video. Hopefully this gave you some insight of kind of what's going on, and know that you're not alone too if you're at a loss, but you don't have to realize it. If you don't hit that sell button, it's not a realized loss. So it's just numbers on a screen. But that is it. So maybe I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.